my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be reacting to 5-star reviews of books that I hated. Obviously, this is not a new concept. I'm not the first person to do it, and I won't be the last. So I will link some of my favorite creators' iterations of this same video down below. Make sure you check them out. Now, when I was looking for books to include in this video, I was really wondering, like, okay, how many hate comments do I want to get? Unfortunately for me, I have hated quite a few really popular books that are just overhyped in my opinion. And so I thought it would be fun and uncomfortable for me to put myself on the internet for all the trolls out there who are going to be mad at me for probably hating their favorite book. The first book I'm going to talk about is Divine Rivals. And the first review I have here says, Alexa, play The Great War by Taylor Swift. No, don't do that. I love Taylor Swift and I love that song in particular is one of my favorites. Absolutely not. No. Nope. No. Not at all. No. Don't sully Taylor Swift by associating her with Divine Rivals. Her writing is much better. Taylor Swift could rewrite this book and it would be 1,000 times better. Don't sully her reputation with this terrible writing. The next review I have is just, everyone stop what you're doing and read this book immediately. Which, you know, that's fair. If you like a book, you want to encourage other people to read it. I'm here to encourage you not to read it. Don't do it. Don't pick this book up immediately. As a matter of fact, if you have it on your TBR, get rid of it, unhaul it, sell it, burn it. Don't actually burn it. But I also don't like this book at all. There will be spoilers here for a sec, so if you haven't read it yet, look away. Reasons why I think you should not read this book immediately. It is implied that the mother commits suicide to further the plot of the main character. That's reason number one. Reason number two why I think you should not read this book immediately. The writing is terrible. It is very corny. Like, the actual prose itself is just corny. I don't really think it was trying to be corny. I absolutely think that it was trying to be like flowery and philosophical and whimsical and beautiful, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. The world building is garbage. We're essentially in like a 1940s-esque era, and there is some war that's going on, but instead of it being like a war of nations, it's like humans versus these gods. The gods are never really fully explained. We get a couple of flashbacks of like why the gods hate each other, and it's just Hades and Persephone, okay? It's just Hades and Persephone, except she doesn't fall in love with him and she hates him and she's like, fuck you. And we never elaborate on that, and we never see more of the gods, and we never see more of how this war started, because the flashbacks you get are like from the past, like long ago. So the war that's happening right now, it's just happening because they hate each other, I guess. I don't fucking know. And I forget how many reasons I've said. But the next reason why I think you should not pick this book up immediately is because at one point, the main characters don't know who each other are because they're writing mysterious letters to each other. The main female character is falling in love with the person who's writing the letters, and she can't decide if she hates or loves the guy that she knows in real life. 3, when she finds out that they're the same guy, she's like, oh, I don't know what that means. And should I love him because I loved the paper guy, but I can't decide if I hate the real guy, but maybe I do love him? 4, she literally kisses him. They get engaged 2 seconds later, and then the next day they get married. And then 5, they're sitting at the table eating dinner after they get married with like their little group of friends, and the friends all turn and look at them in a very weird cult-like manner, and they say, you guys can go have sex now. We put candles in the room for you and, you know, put flower petals and made it really romantic so you can go fuck now. How fucking weird is that? If I ever get married, well, okay, I am married, but if I were to get married and then have like, you know, a dinner to celebrate after, if all of the guests at my marital dinner turned and looked at me and said, you guys can go fuck now, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. My sex life is not your business. That is so awkward. Rebecca Ross really wrote that scene and was like, yes, I'm gonna leave that in. And it made it through all those rounds of edits. Embarrassing. Embarrassing, weird, cringy, hated it. I forget what number I'm on now. Also, another reason, the ending was terrible. It made no sense. I don't like it. It was a bad book. Terrible book. Sorry if you liked it. The next review says, screaming, crying, throwing up for the second time. I was also throwing up after I read this book, but that was because I was disgusted by that weird culty scene where they all tell them, you guys can go fuck now. I was also screaming too because I wanted to scream my hatred for the ending from the rooftops. Was I also crying? Yes, I was crying for the time that I wasted reading this book. The next book should come as no surprise if you've watched my Never Say Never vlog of reading books that I said I would never read. And man, do I wish I never read this one. Zodiac Academy. The first review I have here says, "What is wrong with me? I should hate this bully tale. The list of trigger warnings is probably longer than the book itself. I'm so ashamed of myself for enjoying it." Just kidding. You were right the first time, and you should be ashamed. That's all I'm gonna say. The next review says, "Okay, I will say that the ending is not good, but I didn't want to put the book down at all, so 5 stars for that reason alone." Well, Danielle, I had the exact opposite problem. I wanted to put this book down several thousand times, and I only read 50% of it, and I had to bang my head against the wall and threaten myself with punishment to even make it as far as I did. So I'm glad you didn't have to suffer the way I suffered. This next review is my favorite one. It says, "God, I'm 16 and I hate alcohol, but I want you all to picture me writing this review with one hand and holding an open bottle of wine, taking big sips and signing with the other." I think they meant writing with the other. And it's so funny because this sounds like a 1-star review, so I don't know if Marina accidentally clicked 5 stars. Because if you were to have this exact same review, but with a 1-star, like, it would also make sense. Marina, are you sure you liked this book? Are you sure you liked this book? I too wanted to drown my sorrows in alcohol after forcing myself through half of Zodiac Academy. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Silent Patient. I really wanted to like this one when I read it, you guys, but man, first of all, I'm just going to say, boring, predictable, and disappointed but not surprised. This first review here says, "Here we have it, my favorite book of the year. This was everything I want in a book wrapped up in a beautifully written thriller." This is everything you want in a book. Slow-paced, boring, and predictable. That's what you want in a book? Really? The next review I have says, "The dead don't talk," which I think is a quote from the book. And then the person just wrote, "No." This is another one where I feel like maybe this person meant to hit 1 star and accidentally hit 5 star. Because if I read a book that I think is 5 stars, my first thought is not going to be to go on Goodreads and just say no. That's how I would react to a book I hated. Certainly not reacting that way to a book I love. The next review I have, "I no longer care that the beginning of this book was boring because damn, that ending has left me positively reeling. The Silent Patient has officially joined my favorites shelf now." It's so funny how 2 people can read the exact same thing and have opposite feelings, because I thought the beginning was the best part and then it immediately got terrible, whereas this person thought the beginning was boring and then got better as the book went on. Well, Aria, safe to say we have absolutely opposite tastes. So won't be following your reviews. Sorry, not sorry. Those are all of the 5-star reviews I'm going to subject myself to today. I am going to add a disclaimer here. If any of these are your favorite books and I was talking shit about it, sorry. I didn't like them. It's fine that you like them. I know in a few of my responses to these reviews, I was just a little bit mean. It's just for fun, okay? If I were ever to like talk to these people in person, I would never say those things. I'm not a bitch. That's a lie. I can be a little bit of a bitch. But for example, one of my Bookstagram besties from across the pond, she goes by Library of Pearl. I'll link her down below. Follow her if you want, because she's adorable and I love her. But she read Divine Rivals with my book club. Also linked below if you want to join. It's on Discord. And she gave it 5 stars and she loved it. And we go back and forth all the time. Sometimes it'll get brought up in conversation, or she'll see a post about it, or I'll see a post about it. And we'll message each other. And she'll be like, "I love this book so much." And I'm just like, "No, you're fucking crazy. I hate this book." And she's like, "No, you're crazy. Can't believe you didn't like it. You have bad taste." But it's all in good fun and I don't hold it against her at all. Although, really can't believe she liked that one. No, I'm just kidding. Reading books is subjective, to each their own. If you love books I hate, that's fine. If you hate books I love, that's fine too, even though I might cry about it. But the most important thing is that I think you should not tell anyone else what they can and can't read. Unless it's Zodiac Academy. Don't read that, please. Save yourself. Save yourself. Jokes. I'm joking. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, leave the clown emoji in the comments and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!